Come with me on my overnight layover experience in Shanghai Pudong Airport. My transit experience with China Eastern Airlines started with a pretty big mistake. I booked my return flight from Haneda to Milan Malpensa and somehow ended up with an 18-hour layover in Shanghai Pudong Airport. Completely my fault. I did try to change it, but their website was a total nightmare. When I was finally able to reach customer service through a number I found on Reddit, they told me it would cost 3,000 euros to change the flight for a 1,200 euro return ticket. So I decided to accept my fate. Check-in in Haneda was already a bit of a mission. China Eastern doesn't offer online check-in in many flights, so everyone had to line up. The first flight from Haneda to Pudong was about 3 hours. When I finally got to board, they made us wait on the plane for another hour before takeoff. This made me quite anxious because I had already arranged hotel pickups. China Eastern itself was fine. Nothing fancy as the way to Milan. Watch my other video. The entertainment was pretty limited because everything is in Chinese, but the food was decent and the service was polite. When I landed at Pudong, there was a really long line for the transit visa. It took a while to get through, but luckily my drivers were still waiting for me when I finally got out. For the layover, I booked Yunhei Yebo Hotel on Trip.com for about 40 euros. Honestly, such a good find. I had to arrange my pickup on WeChat, so we used translation apps and spoke in Chinese and English. Even with the delay, the driver waited for me and drove about 30 minutes to the hotel. It was a super local place. I was the only non-Chinese guest, I think, but the staff were super kind and attentive. The hotel was brand new and very clean, and the price included pickup and drop-off, a midnight snack buffet, and breakfast. The checkout was a bit funny though. They gave me some Labubu keychains, probably fake, and asked me to leave a 5-star review on Trip.com right in front of them. A bit awkward and sketchy, but it explained all the glowing reviews they had on the website. But thankfully, they drove me back to Pudong Airport, and I was ready for my 12-hour flight to Milan. No delay this time, but the check-in line was insanely long again, since there's no online check-in. I really recommend going to the airport more than 3 hours in advance. The second flight was almost like the first one. Anyhow, my accidental 18-hour layover actually made the trip much less tiring than usual. Rather than being anxious about the transit time, I'd rather actually opt for choosing a layover in the middle, breaking the leg, for my next travel. For more on the actual China Eastern flight, check out my other video.